This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by PNP Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2000. This week on Electric Playground, we go to LucasArts to talk about Star Wars Super Bombad Racing and Star Wars Demolition. Electronic Arts for Kessen. Eidos for Hitman Codename 47. And Tommy and Vic review games from the great outdoors.
This new PlayStation 2 launch title is called Kessen. Now, let me tell you something about it. It has more horses in it than any other video game I've ever played. Stinky. Tarrnie, EA, PlayStation 2, Kessen. PlayStation 2 is a DVD device.
That's correct.
But it also plays CD-ROMs.
That's correct.
The first generation of PlayStation 2 games are just strictly done on CD-ROM, except
Kessen.
A CD-ROM is 650 megabytes.
Kessen uses 4.6 gigs. A DVD actually holds 4.7 gigs.
And we're just
just squeaking under. The reason that it does that is because of the vast amounts of video and audio contained in Kessen. There's about 2 hours of movies, 2,000 lines of speech from 45 characters. In addition to being a real-time strategy game, it's also probably one of the first real interactive movies. The results of the battles essentially determine the flow of the movies that you see. So it is a real game where you participate in real battles.
To finish this whole thing, how long would it take somebody?
Well, it probably takes about 10 hours to play through as one side.
10 hours is one side? That's not bad.
No, so it's not bad. And
okay.
Again, then after that,
then
you can play the West, so you get about another 10 hours.
Okay, now fill me in on this whole East-West thing. It's like California versus Massachusetts. What's the deal?
Similar in an epic scope. The game basically takes place in late 16th century, early 17th century feudal Japan. At this time, there were many great, daimyo of the land, which were the different generals. And there are two main forces, Ieyasu Tokugawa and the forces of the East, and Mitsunari Ishida and the forces of the West. Both sides, Ishida and Tokugawa, say that they're fighting for the Toyotomi, or the royal family. Really, Ieyasu Tokugawa is sort of fighting against them. Mitsunari Ishida is probably fighting more for them. In reality, Ieyasu Tokugawa defeated Mitsunari Ishida and basically unified the country. Typically strategy games have got a high barrier to entry. This game has been designed from the start to be very accessible. It's got a very in-depth tutorial mode that walks you through the whole game. It teaches you how to do all of the commands. Then your generals take over for you in the beginning of the first battle, show you how to do all of the different events, walk you through all the menus. It's designed to give you that sense of winning. It's designed to teach you all the controls, teach you how to do things.
But it's no Crash Bandicoot where you just hit X to jump and you're in the game.
No, it takes you about half an hour to go through the first battle and you'll know how to play.
I've seen a lot of screenshots on these and I see these big guys in battles, but it's not really a fighting game. It's not like Soul Calibur, Braveheart kind of thing.
It's an overhead view, but there are a number of aspects in the game where essentially you see special maneuvers and battle sequences. So while you don't control individual people in the game, you control your units into battle. You can request that your units do special attacks like a charge, or you can send one of your generals in to do a raid, and you can send them into duel with another general. So all of those sequences are brought very close to you on screen.
Congratulations, and we'll see it when it comes out. Kessen for the PlayStation 2.
You want a new trick for the Ultimate Fighting Championship for Dreamcast? You want a super tough fighter? Go into the career mode, punch in best as the first name, buy as the last name. Make sure the B's are uppercase, and you'll gain 999 skill points for your new fighter.
Coming up after the break, Super Bombad Racing, starring everyone's favorite annoying character, Jar Jar Binks.
I already told you I finished those pizza rolls and whoa! How long have you been in here? You look undoubtedly cool. Hey, while I have you checked out pmpgamesonline.com? They're your source for everything video games. New and used, retro and contemporary. Browse their full selection online. And I know a chill dude like you is checking out new episodes of EP Classic every Saturday morning. And telling your friends. Oh, we need a 4th for Mario Party 3. Are you interested? I get to be Wario, though.
Speaking of Star Wars, can you believe that LucasArts is actually doing a big head kart racing Star Wars game called Super Bombad Racing? Whoa! Misa think a Super Bombad Racing is a bongo!
I'm here at LucasArts. I'm with Mark Poulsen, and we're talking about a brand new Star Wars game, one that is quite a surprise. It's called Super Bombad Racing. It's known around the internet circles as Yoda Kart Racing.
Yoda Kart, yes. Even though Yoda is in the game, Super Bombad Racing, it really is a completely unique twist on Star Wars games, as you've seen, and we're having a lot of fun with kart racing in general. We've taken 8 of your favorite Star Wars characters and gave them big heads and little bodies and put them in their vehicles. We're sending them out on tracks that are based upon locations all over Episode 1.
It seems like a natural. I mean, this seems like, especially after the success of Super Mario on the Super Nintendo system, it would have seemed that you guys would have come up with something back then.
Yes.
Why have you waited so long for a game like this?
I think we've been developing the technology, and now with PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast, the technology is there that we can do a really good, fun game the way we wanted to do it with Star Wars.
So what are the environments that we're going to go be visiting?
All of the tracks in the game roughly follow the locations from Episode 1.
Okay.
So you start off in the Naboo Swamp, you go visit Coruscant and Theed Palace, and underwater towards the Gungan cities.
Awesome. Now, who are the characters?
You have Sebulba, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Maul, Anakin.
Darth Maul with a big head and a little shrunken body.
He looks great, and he has his double-sided lightsaber. He's out there. Of course, Jar Jar. And who else did I mention? Queen Amidala will be there. And maybe a few surprises.
I guess each character has their own armaments on each of their vehicles. Is that the way you're working it?
Each character will have their own racing style, where Sebulba is really built for speed, but Boss Nass takes turns a little better. So depending on what kind of racing style you're looking for, that's the character you can pick. And then as you pick up the gadgets, they will work a little differently for you.
Right.
There's a special gadget that works differently for each racer. So if Jar Jar were to pick it up, his tongue will become 10 feet long. He'll pick up the guy in front of you and throw him to the back of the pack. Yoda throws out force balls. When they hit you, it'll turn your screen upside down. Well, Queen Amidala will blind your screen for a minute so you don't know where you're going.
So what's the deal with Super Bombad Racing? What's the title mean?
Well, super is because it's big and it's fun. Bombad's a Gungan word that means all right, yahoo. And that's the tone that we wanted to put into the game.
Can you speak the Gungan language for us a little bit? Give us a little Gungan.
Bombad Racing is so bombad.
Oh, God.
How's that?
That's pretty good. I'm looking forward to this game, Mark. Thank you very much for taking us through. Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
In Star Wars Demolition, it's me against everyone.
Hey, I'm with Wayne and Tom, and we're talking about a wacky new Star Wars game called Star Wars Demolition.
Demolition. Fun, fast, action, combat. Think Gladiators meets Star Wars. You're in arenas. You have classic Star Wars vehicles versus the Episode 1. It's all about the last man standing.
This is like the answer to all those internet polls of what would win against what. You know, where you put a Rancor against a Lightspeeder and you want to see what would be more powerful.
Exactly. The game is basically, the loose story is that Jabba the Hutt is calling all sorts of people from across the galaxy, people who own favors, people who own money, basically making them fight each other for his entertainment. So you just basically get to get in there and scrap it up with all the different vehicles and just blow the heck out of each other. So there's 12 vehicles. We've got the land speeder from Episode 1. We've got the AAT tank and a staff. We've also got walking vehicles. So you've got a Ranker that you can be on and also an ATST, different things like that.
We should remember that these are not new. So they're built also from scrapped vehicles as well. So there's going to be a nice gritty look to them.
What do you guys always pick when you're playing the game?
I like Tom. I like the Ranker a lot. He's got his trainer on his back. You may remember from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And he kind of beats him as they walk. You know, if he slows down, he starts whipping them. I also like the AAT tank from episode 1 a lot. It's very cool looking. It's got great guns, and it just zips along on the ground, and it's very cool to attack with.
I like the land speeder.
Yeah.
It's nice and sleek, and it's pretty maneuverable. Also, that's eventually going to be in there as well. Boba Fett is going to make an appearance, and
Slave one.
It's slave-ish one. Then there's a character called Aura Singh, who's another mercenary that we saw briefly in episode 1.
Now, Luxoflux are the guys that developed this game. Did they approach you with this idea, or did you guys say, we want to make this game, and because they did Vigilante 8, we want them to do it?
They approached us with it.
Really?
They actually, after having done Vigilante 8, 1, and 2, they're obviously very familiar with the genre. And, I think, it's just kind of a cool idea to go, hey, what if we just took it to the Star Wars universe and just pit all those vehicles against each other and
That's great.
blow everything up.
It's also a chance to break out of the the big epic scope, and the very seriousness of our previous games, and kind of inject a little just raw action, raw fun.
Definitely.
Mayhem. I think people are just going to have a lot of fun with it. I think they realize that we're just going for total chaos and mayhem and not really worrying about, as Tom said, a serious epic story.
Yeah, as you can see, this is not save the universe. It's just save your
butt.
Yeah.
There's a note to developers out there. If you got a crazy idea for the Star Wars license, these guys are listening.
It may not be that crazy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Hey, Tommy, what's coming up next?
Codeman Hit 46.
No, it's Hitman Codename 47. Stick around.
What he said.
Oh, hey, Lee from PNP Games here, reminding you to check out the Electric Playground Classic every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on youtube.com/EPNTV. Brought to you in part proudly by PNP Games. And don't forget, play forever!
Hey, it's time for the Tekken Tag Tournament Move of the Week! This week we got one for you from Anna and Hayachi! Ha ha ha! This one starts with a quick somersault kick, then a tag, then a left jab, and then a demon massacre! This is how it goes! A forward right kick to a tag, left punch, forward, left punch, back, right punch, and send it off with a left punch! There you go, baby! All done!
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
I am really looking forward to the next game from Eidos, entitled Hitman Code 47. Uh-oh.
Hey, I'm Bryan Davies from Eidos Interactive. Just waiting for Tommy to show him a little Hitman Codename 47. Hey, there you are.
Hey, Brian.
How's it going, Tommy?
Tell me about the game called Hitman.
You are a genetic engineered person. You come from some of the worst mafia men in history. You're trained to be a hitman. That's all you know is to kill.
Do you have to work your way up through the mafia ranks, or how does it exactly?
You're a contract killer, so someone will contract you to go out and kill somebody.
And you get different amounts of money for depending on how hard or easy the kill is?
Yeah, and also depending on how you took care of the character.
You, as the hitman, choose the method you would like to assassinate the people by.
Correct.
So talk to me then about some of the graphics here. Like that Budapest hotel level looks awesome. They actually just go in and take pictures of the walls and everything and just put them in the game?
Well, it's not just the pictures, but they went out and drew it all out. The developer went to Budapest. They mapped out the whole hotel.
Really?
So if you were to take this on a laptop and walk through the same hotel,
it's the same
exactly the same thing all the way down to the crack in the wall.
Is the sound going to play an important role too? Because I know when I play Thief 2 or Deus Ex, sound is such an important thing.
Say you're in a room killing someone and you hear somebody walking down the hall.
Right.
You're going to know if they're going to come to the door, open the door, jiggle it,
Right.
So that you can go ahead and make a decision on how you're going to do this. You're going to hide from them. What are you going to do at this point?
Now, what I want to talk about, though, are the different weapons you use to kill the certain people.
You have a handgun you can use.
Kind of like something like this.
Yeah. What's up, Brian? How's it going, man? Yeah.
Now, part of the game is dragging people off, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be seen right over here.
Yeah. There's a knife. What's up, Brian? How you doing?
What other weapons?
You have an Uzi. Hey, Brian, what's up, man? What's up? The coolest way to kill someone by far is to use a piano wire to strangle them.
That's it.
very stoked. It was,
Hey,
You almost done?
yeah, we're finished.
just wrapping up
All right,
now.
thanks a lot. Thanks. Heads up, Barb.
Let's move this one out.
I don't think we're gonna get this.
Hey, thanks a lot. I can't wait to see the game.
Hey, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, he ain't moving. No. We're talking about Spider-Man! Ugh, for the color Game Boy. Now let me tell you something, Spidey fans. It's basically a 2D side-scrolling platform. It's not like you go from the left side of the screen all the way to the right. You actually have to interact with some of the environments. You have to go down in a subway or find the doctor's lab, and you fight Venom and the Scorpion and the Lizard and all those kind of characters. The graphics are really cool. Spidey can throw a web ball. He can swing around. He can crawl on, under, around, and through walls, which is really neat. And but the opponents are kind of weak, you know, guys with boomerangs and knives and birds. I give it a 7.8. Moss slippery. Hey, you know what's next.
Reviews on the run.
See, that's not funny.
It isn't funny, but it's true.
Okay.
Video games are about interaction. Action. But sometimes they allow themselves quiet moments, be it in contrast to the harrowing journey in respite of, or just to lull the player into a false sense of security. Dozens of games have these video game places. The opening of Echo the Dolphin sees our hero just chilling with his pod. You can use the A button to communicate with your family members. Whoa, deep bro. You can stay here perpetually if you choose, but as soon as Echo leaps too high out of the water, disaster strikes. He is left alone, and your journey to reunite with your family and save the planet from aliens, for real, begins. What are some of your favorite video game quiet places? Be it relaxing in the village of Calm after escaping Shinra pursuers in Final Fantasy VII, or gleefully jumping around Peach's castle before you learn she's been absconded with in Mario 64. Remember, smell the roses and play forever.
Reviews on the Run is brought to you by Microplay, where the games begin.
All right, now what'd you think of Tyco, RC Racing, Assault with a Battery?
Who thought that name was funny?
I liked it.
I want to be in the meeting where they said, hey, I got a great name for this. How about Assault with a Battery?
If only the game were as fun as the loading screen.
Lucky Chicken Games is the developer,
Yep.
and in the loading screens, you actually, a la Galaxian, you have to hit a chicken.
Basically, we're talking about a kart-style racing game, except you're playing RC cars and they're going through all these wacky different worlds. Like, you get to avoid huge cars.
See, I love that. I love my favorite level was you're in traffic, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of Toy Story 2 when they're in the traffic.
But the traffic looks so lame, and they're moving so laboriously slow, and it's just a really weak, not finished game.
Well, the sound was awful in this. The sound effects were terrible.
The sound was terrible. The music is unbelievably bad.
The one thing I had a little problem with was when you do go left and right on the controller, it doesn't seem like the car tilts left and right. It seems like the whole world tilts left and right.
The frame rate is pretty chuggy. It doesn't really feel like there's any speed to the thing at all. I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.
I give it a 5.5.
Part of the reason why I didn't give this game any better score than this is because we played another RC racing game called RC Revenge. It's the sequel to Revolt.
They have all these different worlds: horror world, jungle world, sci-fi world.
Right, they're supposed to be
Hollywood.
movie theme parks, basically, and you get to race through them. So they've got all these really elaborate, very interactive levels. It looks just like something out of Crash Team Racing.
Tons of pickups during the race. Animation's good. The graphics are good. It's just as good as Crash Team Racing, I thought.
But there's no character, and that's the thing that this game is missing, is you don't really feel any
who cares about an RC car? I really don't care.
You don't feel any kind of attraction to the cars at all. But there are some cool things to the game, definitely. I like the paths that you have to take, and things open up and switches go off.
Well, there's a track editor, too.
And you can build your own track.
Actually, an RC track editor, which is neat. My favorite one, though, is the boats.
There's boats in the game.
That's
why
favorite.
I like this game.
Yeah,
that's why I like this game so
part.
much. It is definitely a smoking fast racing game, kart-style racing game. It really moves. There's 8 different racers that you have to beat. There's championship mode. You can build your own courses and have fun with that. It's definitely worth your time. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
I give it a 7.7. You know, it's not a great, oh my God, I got to play this kind of game, but it's a game where, you know, you'll have some fun with.
All right, now what'd you think of Hogs of War from Infogram for the PlayStation?
It's pigs in the military.
I like it.
Again, I'd like to be in these design meetings where somebody's sitting around going, hey, I got a great idea. Let's have like a Army Men style game, except everyone's pigs.
The reason why this game is cool, it's not so much that it has, a great sense of humor, but the gameplay is tight. You can have sniper pigs, you can have bazooka pigs.
Are you listening to this?
And it's really quite
Sniper
clever.
pigs and bazooka pigs.
If you win missions, you get points that you can accelerate the skill level of each of the different individuals in your team. I think this is a really cool game. It's
the best part of this game is that the first squad is called Tommy's Trotters. You get to make one move, and then you sit there and watch while the other guy makes his move.
Which is really great in multiplayer games. You can play up to 4 people at the same time. It's not boring. And open your mind to the pig. See the pig, open your mind to the pig. Hogs of War is a really cool game. It's really fun. It's not as cool as the classic Worms. I'm giving Hogs of War an 8 out of 10.
This game deserves to be fed to the pigs. I give it a 4.2.
All right, what did you think of Tokyo Extreme Racing 2? Challenging
other cars.
You're having like a fight
for money
at night on Tokyo highways. And this actually happens. This really happens in real life.
You blink your lights at him if you want to take this guy on.
It's like a fighting game, but it's also like an RPG because if you beat your opponents, you earn money, which you can use to buy new cars and to beef up your cars.
They have these 2 power bars on the top of the screen for each of the drivers.
Yes.
And whoever's in the lead, the other guy, his bar starts to go down. So it's like a fighting game.
You have a certain amount of time and you have to beat your rival.
My favorite part of the game was you can actually personalize your license plate.
Yes, you can.
So I put in like
California plates, though.
I know. What was that?
California plates in Tokyo. What is up with that?
I don't know, but I put in like Tommy T, and then my car has front and back Tommy T throughout the whole game, and the replays, it just looks cool.
It's a one-player game, so you're never gonna really do anything except challenge yourself. Rent it first. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
So I give it a 7.1.
7.1, all right. So what'd you think of Midtown Madness 2 from Microsoft for the PC?
Now this is a great game. My favorite thing is you can actually pick a 1968 Mustang 2+2 Fastback. You know, the car from Bullet. Your car is like this highly detailed, awesome looking thing, and everyone else are just these like square blocks of color.
But you gotta give them points.
Doesn't matter.
You've got basically all of San Francisco to drive around in, and all of London, all the things that you want to see, the Coit Tower, the Golden Gate Bridge.
You can play in stunt driver mode, or you can play as a taxi cab driver, so you can choose which path you want to go.
The best is multiplayer, though. You're going to want to get online and play a bunch of friends because it's so much fun, and it's really a rock-solid engine.
The graphics could have been a little better, but the gameplay is so much fun and awesome.
It's basically like a San Francisco Rush for the PC, and it's got tons of attitude, lots of humor. Some of the voice acting. Some of the voice acting is annoying.
They try to be too cute.
I love this thing. 9 out of 10 for me.
I give it a 9.2, even higher.
9.2, wow. Yeah. Okay, what do you think of Jedi Power Battles from LucasArts for the Dreamcast? Now you've got 2-player versus mode, so you basically have a fighting game mixed into the thing. You've also got a training mode, so you can tell how the different players in there, the different characters, how they use their lightsabers. And you can unlock and play as Darth Maul, which alone is worth the ticket price for me.
It's kind of a pseudo 3D. You run around with lightsabers and beat the heck out of everyone. This is my main problem with the game, though.
Yeah.
Because it's in 3D, it's hard to really line yourself up to kill guys with the lightsaber. I found that I kept switching back and forth from the controls because I wasn't comfortable with either one.
You know, it is a clunky game. It is not a really smooth game.
Lots of running and jumping, too.
I would have loved to have seen a company like Namco or Square or Capcom or some of these guys that have built some really cool fighting or platform-style games in the past make this game. It's still a fun game that, as a Star Wars fan, I was completely intrigued and wanted to keep playing.
I give it a 6.3.
You're too brutal.
I wasn't, I was expecting a lot more.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's fun. You can play as Darth Maul. All right, I'm going in for some cocoa.
All right.
All right.
Sasquatch!
Take it easy, man. Hey,
Yo, Sasquatch!
Bring in some wood when you're done.
Wood?
Yes, chop
I
some
ain't
wood.
chopping no wood.
Chop some wood.
You can find all the games featured in Reviews on the Run and hundreds more at all Microplay locations across North America and at microplay.com.
This is Tommy T signing off from EP. Always the place to be. We'll see you next week.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Namco, makers of Tekken Tag Tournament for PlayStation 2.
Welcome to my log cabin, Tommy. What do you think, buddy?
I think I'd rather be at the beach.
Yeah. It smells around here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
keep stuff from being that poo and.
All right. Let's talk about some crappy games then. What do you think?
You are a magnet for poo.
All right. What do you think?
Start out.
Let's talk about some crappy games, Tom.
All right, because you are a poo magnet.
I am a poo magnet, man.
Give me that!
This classic episode of the Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support the Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.